Good morning again, and welcome to Hardin County Commissioners Court. Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. It is 10 a.m. 4 members of the court are present, with Commissioner Kirkendall being absent today. We have a quorum, and this meeting is called to order. Everyone, please rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be delivered by Commissioner Cooper this morning.
Dear Lord, we ask you to be with us today as we go about the business of the county. We ask you to help us make the right decision concerning our citizens. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Cooper.
There's one chair down here, it's funny, so.
Item number 3 is approved minutes of the May 9th, 2023 regular meeting as presented by the County Clerk, Connie Beckman.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Young. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 4, consider approval of request to cancel all registered claims from May 9th, 2023, and approval of cash statement as presented by the County Treasurer, Deborah McWilliams. Good morning, Ms. McWilliams.
Good morning. I'm asking the court to release me of the liability of $1,174,270.45. These are the vouchers for the county's bills and payroll-related expenses that were approved at the Commissioners Court meeting held on May 9th. On our cash report and general checking account, we have $8,110,293.22. In tax pool, we have $13,183,528.59 for a total in cash funds of $21,293,821.81.
Move to approve as presented.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Young, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. McWilliams. Item 5, authorization to pay county bills as presented by the county auditor, Angela Gore. Good morning, Ms. Gore.
Good morning. The pre-approved expenditures for May the 10th through the 11th are $68,716. Pre-approved expenditures for May the 17th through the 19th are $835,243.55. Expenditures for Commissioners Court today are $411,581.73. A list of additional bills total $339,330.25, which includes the final payment on the jail bond, so that will be paid off at this time.
The sheriff's ready to add on to it.
We have 3 more payments, annual payments on the annex, and the balance of that is $867,543.50, which will be paid off in June of 2026.
Thank you very much.
The total expenditures and transfers are $1,654,871.53. Gross payroll for May the 18th is $578,188.91, and the total transfers for that payroll are $1,001,391.42.
Move to pay the bill.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Maybe I should correct that statement. The sheriff's not ready to add on to it, but it's got to happen one of these days, so not that he wants to, it has to. If the court is okay, I'd like to skip down to item number 9. I think that's the reason most of our guests are here, and that is consider adoption of resolution 21-23 in support of project safety for our local communities and protections to the Big Ticket National Preserve with the retention of native vegetation to the extent possible during impending construction along the U.S. Highway 69 Big Ticket National Preserve Parkway. We entertained a motion back in November. It was a different number. Today it's resolution 21-23. And basically, just to make sure everyone that's here understands what we're resolving to do today, I believe through all the discussion that we had last time, among the guests that we had here and then the members of the court, I believe that everyone agreed that the position of the Commissioners Court would be that we would ask TxDOT to keep as many trees as possible throughout that project. TxDOT had showed us some plans where some of the widening of US 69 requires that some of the trees be taken out. Our position is that all of the trees, and I think we're talking about a 3-mile stretch from Honey Island to Village Creek on US 69, where it looks like TxDOT may be taking out all of those trees in the median. Our position would be, if we adopt this resolution, that we're asking TxDOT not to take all the trees out, to leave as many as possible. And the main reason for that is safety. And our position, the reason that we feel that it's safe, Commissioner Young started the discussion on that. I believe that we all agreed that if those trees are out and somebody's traveling northbound on 69, somebody coming southbound crosses into the median and comes all the way over into the northbound lane and strikes that vehicle, that if there's trees in the median, that would keep that from happening. And so that's the position that we believe would be taken here today if we adopt this resolution. Of course, any commissioner that wants to speak and say anything about this, I'd open the floor for y'all to do that at this time. Does any commissioner want to speak regarding the resolution?
I would say thank you to Congressman Babin and Representative Wells for their input to the court on this, and I would like to publicly thank them for their input.
Thank you, Commissioner Cook.
I agree, and I'd like to thank everyone that has called me and everybody that has attended today. I hope that by signing this resolution, we can save some trees. It's a shame that they would be unnecessarily cut down, and hopefully this resolution will change some minds.
All right, now we have quite a few people here. Anybody that is here today that didn't speak in November and would like to speak, please raise your hand. Mrs. Holt, would you like to come forward? Good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Thank you. My name is Janice Holt. I live in Silsbee, and I'm honored to be here to speak to you today about my concern about this resolution. And thank all of y'all for attending. My take on this is a little bit different, and I wanted to share why. 40 years ago, next month, my mother was traveling on a highway and lost control of her car. She went across an open esplanade and hit another car and was killed instantly. Now, I don't know if my mother would have been saved if she would have hit a tree. You know, I don't know that. We don't know that. And yes, I miss my mom, but you know what? It's not about my mom that I really want to talk to y'all. It's about the other car, the people in the other car. It was a mother and a little girl. I think she was about somewhere between 1.5 years and 2 years old. And they had injuries. And I didn't know it for several years, probably 10 years after that incident. I learned that that little girl is paralyzed because of that accident. And I might have lost my mom if she had hit a tree. And I could have lived with that, because I've lived with it for 40 years that she was gone in that accident. But I cannot. It hurts to live with the fact that this little girl is paralyzed today. She's an adult now. She's 40, maybe 42 years old now. But the trees could have stopped that. And yes, I want trees, of course. You know, that's the side issue. But this is a safety issue, Judge, as you said. And I hurt every day when I think about it. And that year that it comes around on June the 20th, every year I think about it. About that little girl. Yeah, I miss my mom, but I think about that little girl who's now a young woman who's paralyzed. So thank you for your support of this. I wanted to just reiterate it from my personal story. So thank you very much. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Morning, Mrs. Turk.
Good morning, everybody. I'm not gonna read all this. This is probably about 5 hours of documentation of why we should not do clear cutting of the trees in the median of the Big Thicket National Preserve Parkway. And I want to tell everybody that you all, the commissioners, the judge, and the others with the Big Thicket Preserve, Ellen Buchanan and Maxine Johnson over here, although I know she's been not as involved as she used to be. But I want to thank all of y'all for 6 long years of work, preparing yourselves for the environmental impact studies and the results of the TxDOT in their very last public meeting in Warren, telling everybody that the trees in the median and most of the trees that could be saved in Tyler County would be saved and not clear cut. All of you all old-time Hardin County people, I knew your father, Mr. Cooper, and the old-time Hardin County people are very well aware that when you clear cut trees, you're totally disturbing the root system, the soil system of the earth. And all of that runoff, and when I've sold property in Hardin County, many times we've had a lot and they've come in and cleared the trees. It takes about a foot of soil off the elevation when that happens. And can you all imagine the mitigation cost alone of the runoff into and throughout the entire watershed of the Big Thicket Preserve? The Village Creek watershed and all the creeks and streams that flow into Village Creek that go down into the Natchez River watershed.
That means time's
The-
up, but we're
the
gonna let you finish
runoff-
that thought.
You need to take that.
No, that's time's up. I mean, time's up.
May I please just ask for a little more time?
Sure.
The runoff and the problems that are going to have to be mitigated, which there's no mention of that. And incidentally, from the Warren public hearing forward, the public, Judge McDaniel, does not know about any of this. The public, by TxDOT, has not been informed of all of a sudden the change in cutting the trees on the median and the what's happening now, and the arrogance and the hypocrisy of TxDOT has been speeded up in terms of their trying to answer and move forward with this. They plan to clear cut the trees without giving the public or you all any types of good information, which is all that the group from the Big Thicket Preserve has been asking for. They've been asking for substantial evidence that clear cutting those trees on the median would actually save lives. You all just heard Janice Holt from Silsbee giving an example of her mother crossing a median and having a head-on collision. The freight, the timber trucks, the traffic on 69 really calls for safety of those people in the vehicles, and the trees in the median is the safest thing that can be done. It helps to block the lights at night from the cars. There's a number of statistics regarding deaths crossing the median and having a head-on collision. And as a matter of fact, the one fatality that is mentioned in the statistics and in all the documentation was up in the Village Mills, Warren area, where a lady crossed the median and hit a timber truck, and it was a fatality. So the other examples that TxDOT uses on fatalities relates to North Texas on the country, rural roads, and it does not relate to the 69 corridor. And the public needs to know that TxDOT is proposing over 100+ acres of clear cutting, and most of us know the final results of clear cutting is total disruption and erosion and gullies and problems with the soil. TxDOT is saying that basically they want a completely clear cut, a completely clear zone, so that a car, if they ran off the road, could turn around. If they make the mess they're planning to make, there will be, and we have pictures and documentations of the gullies, Wayne, and the results of clear cutting that happen. And all of you on this commissioner's court that know about Hardin County and timber cutting know this. So I want to thank you for your resolution to save the trees and to support us and support Tyler County in their resolution to save the trees. And also, I hope that at some point you all will put out some type of objection to the public not being aware of this and not having a public hearing and not having answers from TxDOT that are required by federal law and Texas law and common courtesy.
Thank you, Ms. Curtis. Is there anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, ma'am?
Vivian Todd.
Good morning,
From
Ms. Todd.
Beaumont.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you for hearing me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm from Beaumont. I'm a member of the Magnolia Garden Club, and I served on the national level for Garden Club of America on national parks and public lands. Our garden club does plant many trees in the big thicket. We are definitely opposed to the clear cutting. The Big Thicket National Preserve was, as you know, is the first national preserve in the United States. And the word preserve is the word. Yes. These trees need to be preserved. It makes no sense in this clear cutting. Yes. The beauty of driving up towards a big thicket and seeing that big swath of trees is beautiful. So we would hope that you would vote in favor of this resolution. And as Jeannie said, TxDOT is rampant about this. We don't know why. They've made this decision, but it makes absolutely no sense financially or otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Todd. Good morning. Can you state your name, please?
Good morning. I'm Sandra Ramos with the National Parks Conservation Association. It's good to see y'all again. I am here. Ms. Todd just stole my thunder. Talking about the beauty of the National Preserve, and I just wanted to reiterate that not only do we have this amazing vista and this amazing landscape in our own backyards, but we have the opportunity to preserve it and encourage others to come visit it for our own economic value here in Hardin County and the 7 county regions that the preserve is located in. And and we have never been against safety. We always believe that safety is the first priority. But trees can be part of that safety, and trees can also be part of our heritage. And we appreciate your support for this resolution to help us save the Big Thicket Parkway. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone that has anything different to say that we have not already heard? All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to adopt resolution 2123.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Young, seconded by Commissioner Cook to adopt resolution 21-23. It is titled, "A Resolution of Hardin County, Texas, in support of the Texas Department of Transportation safety improvements on US Highway 69 Big Thicket National Preserve Parkway." Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. I would like to add that Commissioner Kirkendall emailed the court late last night to let us know that he was in support of this resolution as well. He was at the meetings in Austin this week and apologized that he couldn't be here, but he knew how important it was to have this adopted today. I think there's a group that's going to Austin here in a few days, and y'all wanted to have this resolution in hand when you go to that meeting, so you will have it. Ms. Wines in the next office will have it ready for you in just a few minutes, whoever wants to pick that up. And if anybody needs a copy, we'll be glad to provide you with a copy. Everybody is welcome to stay the rest of the meeting. If anybody would like to leave, you're welcome to leave, but we'd love for you to stay if you want to stay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you
Very much. Thank you, thank you.
We'll make you way out of here. Come on.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. No, ma'am, you're fine.
Thank you.
Ms. Gore, you ready? All right. Item 6 is consider and possibly approve amendments and transfers to the fiscal year 2022 budget as presented by the county auditor, Ms. Gore. Good morning again, Ms. Gore.
Good morning. The fiscal year 2022 budget amendments, in the general fund, we need to create a transfer to COVID immunization fund 521 for $528. We need to create a transfer to the Hurricane Safe Room fund 439 for $23,926, and it will come from the grant administrative expense account line item in the amount of $24,454. And we need to create some revenue expenditures in the county airport fund, Fund 22. We need to create a revenue for the CARES airport that we received, $15,332. We created expense for travel and training of $905. Expense for utilities, $3,512, and expense for long care service, $10,915. And we have one budget transfer in the general fund to unemployment insurance in the amount of $18,633, and it's coming from the appraisal district, $18,633.
So I just want to clarify that we're not taking money from the appraisal district. We're just taking it from a line item we would have paid them, but we didn't pay them that much.
Correct. It's a
Okay,
budget
just want to
transfer.
make sure.
Second.
That motion by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Cooper. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mrs. Gore.
Thank you.
Item 7, consider and possibly approve an order to abandon a 60-foot right-of-way that runs east and west from lots 8 through 10, block 29 and lot 20, block 26, a 10-foot alleyway that runs north and south between lots 15 through 18, block 26, and a 20-foot alleyway that runs north and south between lots 1 and 2 and lots 19 through 20, block 26, located in the Western Town Site Company subdivision in the Mary Jones Survey Abstract Number 336, recorded in volume 449, page 572 of the plat records of Hardin County, Texas, located in Sour Lake. This is a request made by Miss Amber McMichael, who is here today. We had a public hearing on this at 9:45 a.m. and we had no one speak in opposition to this order. Commissioner Young, anything you'd like to say?
I move to approve the abandonment of the 60-foot right-of-way and all
And the rest of that?
Yeah.
All right.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Young to adopt the order, seconded by Commissioner Cooper. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. And that original order will be filed in the minutes of the court, and you'll be able to receive a copy of that from Ms. Wines in the next office later today, probably right after this meeting. Item number 8, consider adoption of resolution 20-23, authorizing the county judge to execute the settlement participation and release forms regarding settlement offers in the matter of Texas opioid multi-district litigation for the county in the matter of Hardin County, or it actually is worded County of Hardin, versus Purdue Pharma LP ETAL. Is there someone here? Did you want to speak to that?
Yes, sir.
Come on up, sir.
David Dyes, I'm one of the local counsel for the
Yes, sir.
county.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning. We're recommending the county to accept it, to approve it. This defendant was in the chain of distribution, and they're not that big, and it's not a huge settlement in light of some of the other ones, but it does bring the county money, and it would be pretty tough to not accept it under the circumstances. It would protract the litigation for probably many years. The settlement is $120,629,000 payable over 7 years. In addition, Allergen, the defendant, the two defendant corporations, would pay the attorney's fees of $13 million.
Now, all that doesn't go to Hardin County, right?
I wish.
Okay.
I wish.
Sheriff,
We're a little bitty cog.
he figured there's a way to build that jail if you if we were getting that.
We're a little bitty cog in a bunch of plaintiffs.
Yes, sir.
And there's not much we can do about that, and the state of Texas is gonna take most of it, to be honest with you. However,
We're used to that.
there's some good things about this. First of all, if it were to be settled in the federal case, the federal class action, it would be sent to an oversight committee, and they get a fee off of that. This is strictly Texas. It goes straight into the Texas MDL fund. The county gets the money. The county doesn't get a lot of money. It's about $54,000. And then the grant brings another, process brings another 50 to 60,000. So it's about 100,000. And the interest on this money during the 7 years does not go to the government like it would in a federal class action. It just goes straight to the county. So, and I don't know what that'll be. I can't tell the county what that'll be. But we think, I'm not the one who made this call because I'm just local counsel.
Yes.
But I talk weekly with the general counsel who thinks very strongly that this case should be approved with, on the Allergen defendants. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate you.
Yes, sir, thank you for coming. Any questions? If not, I will entertain a motion to adopt resolution 20-23.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Young. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Item 10, consider adoption of resolution 22-23, authorizing the submission of fiscal year 24 Patrick Leahy Bulletproof Vest Partnership Grant Funding application to the Department of Justice Bureau of Justice Assistance, and Hardin County will commit to the 50% matching funds as requested by Mr. Clay Woodward, Grants Coordinator. This will be for the purchase of 36 bulletproof vests. The cost of those vests is estimated to be $47,520. The county's match will be $23,760, which we will make using opioid funds that we have already collected, and that will require a budget transfer at a later date once the grant has been awarded, which we assume will be awarded, right, Mr. Woodward?
I hope so.
Anything you want to add to that?
We had a discussion prior to Commissioner's Court I had with Commissioner Cook, and we did not include the 6 constables. If
Okay.
we were to do that, that would raise the cost by almost $8,000, which would again raise the match by about $4,000. That's
Okay.
something to be considered down the line. It's above my pay grade, Judge, but
If there's a motion made and whoever makes the motion would like to include the 6 constables in the motion, I think we can authorize the grants coordinator to go ahead and apply for that grant. And then if it's awarded, we'll decide later how to match that funding, again, I think we can use the opioid, settlement funds to make that match.
I move to approve this resolution to include those 6 constables.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Cooper. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Item 11, consider and possibly authorize the county judge to execute the unclaimed property credits for counties form and submit to the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts pursuant to Texas Local Government Code, Section 381.004.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Young. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 12, consider acceptance of the 2023 annual road reports as submitted by Commissioner Cooper for the R&B 1 department and Commissioner Young for the R&B 3 department. I move to accept both.
Second.
Have a second by Commissioner Cooper. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 13, consider request by the county clerk, Connie Beckton, to authorize the county judge to execute an interlocal cooperation contract between the Department of State Health Services and Hardin County for local government access to the Texas Electronic Vital Events Registrar. Anything you want to say about that?
This is just a regular, contract. We had Matt take a look at it and he approved it. And we needed the judge to sign it so that we can keep issuing our birth certificates for out of county.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Young. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 14, consider request by Ms. Shirley Cook, the tax assessor collector, to authorize a tax refund for account numbers 34359 and 59706 for tax year 2022. Those both exceed the $1,000 limit. Ms. Cook, anything you want to say? If not, we already got a motion.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Young, seconded by Commissioner Cooper. Anything you want to say now?
No, that's great.
Any discussion?
You have all the information.
It looks like the first account is $1,163.66, and the second account is 3681.19.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 15, consider request by Misty Sims, purchasing agent, to authorize the county judge to execute master intergovernmental cooperative purchasing agreement with Equalis Group LLC. Good morning, Ms. Sims.
Good morning.
This, agreement is for,
It's just another co-op one of our vendors uses to sell furniture, so we could take advantage of the pricing, and Matt has reviewed it.
perfect.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Young, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 16, consider request by Misty Sims to authorize the county judge to execute standard form of agreement with the LaBeach Architectural Group Incorporated related to the ARPA courthouse and jail renovations, possible expansion of the courthouse annex building, and or other eligible activities. This is the agreement, coming out of the, decision we made to allocate some funding to those projects. The design work's already been done by LaBeach. This will be a contract for them to continue architectural services for the construction. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion?
Second.
That motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Cook. I want to thank Mr. Wall for being here. Anything you want to say?
Thank you to the court for allowing us to work with you again. We've already started some legwork in here in the courthouse and jail. Our first order of business, we're going to scan the building to get some accurate drawings, which will be used for this project. But then the court, the county can have that as their property, and it will be useful in other endeavors down the road as well. But we're ready to get started immediately.
And that scanning that you're talking about doing, that'll be the courthouse and the jail?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. Any other discussion regarding item number 16? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 17, consider request by Misty Sims to authorize the county judge to sign outdoor advertising contract with John Gannon Incorporated for the Hardin County Women, Infant, and Children's Billboard Advertising, otherwise known as WIC. Will this all be grant funded? Is that correct?
I believe so, yes, sir, and it was also approved by, county attorney.
Perfect.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Young, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 18, consider request by Misty Sims, purchasing agent for permission to donate surplus paint to the City of Silsbee Animal Control pursuant to Local Government Code 263.252.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. This is some, I believe this is old paint that was used to paint the old hospital across the street. We've got some leftover that they can use, and this is what that donation's for. Thank you. Number 19, consider and possibly approve the health director's request to exercise the option to purchase two 2021 Chevrolet Suburban SUVs, VIN number ending in 5094 and VIN number ending in 6256. Currently in use by the Health Services Department pursuant to a master equipment lease purchase agreement dated August 2nd, 2021 with AmeriCredit Financial Services Incorporated, DBA GM Financial, utilizing a cooperative purchasing program. Total purchase price of both vehicles is not to exceed $1,000 to be paid out of the Health Services Department budget in the general fund. These are two Suburbans the Health Department leased back in 2021. The lease ends in August. There's an option in the lease to purchase both of those vehicles. It's a lease purchase agreement. And Misty, do you have confirmation on the amount of those purchases? $1 each?
They're on the same lease.
$1 for both of them? You got that in your budget?
Got that one.
Ms. Gore, do we have an answer from, I said Ms. Gore, but I'm going back to Ms. Whitley. Do we have an answer from the state regarding any possible conflict with the grant, since the grant paid for the lease?
I'm still waiting on a response from the state.
I would say that any motion on this needs to state that pending an answer from the state that there's no conflict. If there is a conflict, I would say that we need to bring this back to court and discuss it again. Does that sound good to the auditor? Anything you want to add?
No, it just at the time that this lease was signed, I was informed that the grant said you could not purchase, you could only lease. And so they have paid the lease for the last 3 years, and so my concern is that is their money that paid the lease, so can the county pay for the dollar and have possession of the Suburbans?
I think as long as we use general fund money to spend the dollar, I think there shouldn't be, but you never know. So hopefully they'll give us an answer pretty quick.
I'll make a motion to approve contingent on, the go-ahead from the state.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Young, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 19, consider and possibly approve the health director's, I already did that. Number 20, authorization for county judge to sign amendment number 1 to the Texas Department of Transportation Airport Project Participation Agreement 2320 KNTZE for improvements to the Hardin County Airport Hawthorne Field as previously approved in Commissioner's Court on October 11th, 2022. Mr. Williford's not here, and this has not been discussed with me, but Commissioner Cooper and I briefly reviewed this amendment this morning. It looks like the county's got to come up with an additional $6,000 in matching funds for the amendments that are being made, and I would defer to Commissioner Cooper for this since he oversees the airport.
Judge, I have not, spoke to, Mr. Wilford either on this, and I did review it, like you said earlier, and it only appears to be that we have to come up with, 6,000, so I would move that we approve this. I would like to, state that, this money is handled through, TxDOT's, grant program. I sat in on some meetings with them. I don't think our auditor even has to get involved, with any of the money, do we?
Yes,
I think they're
well, we
handling
do
all-
have a ramp grant, and I don't know
Okay.
if that's the same thing you're referring to.
I don't think so, but I might be wrong. But anyway, I think that TxDOT is handling all that, other than our match. But,
We send the match to TxDOT, is that how?
I'm thinking that's correct. I might be wrong. I'll look into that and find out, but I would move that we, approve the amendment number 1.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Young. Ms. Gore, I'm assuming this is gonna require a budget amendment later at some point to include that $6,000. Mr. Tupper, we used some ARPA funding for the original match. Would we, is there a project that we could, I know we allocated all the funds, is there a project we could move that $6,000 over at a later date? Do you feel like that would be a possibility?
Yes, sir. We're still gaining interest on those funds as well that can be utilized for this. So I believe that ARPA funds would have $6,000 available at the time of this project.
All right. Make sure Congressman Babin knows that we're spending that money. We don't want to call back. Thank you.
Just
Any-
document.
Document, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion regarding this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Brown. She didn't speak earlier, but Laney Brown with Congressman Babin's office is here, and we thank her for being here today. Item number 21 is discussion only by any official of any item that's not on this agenda without taking any action. I'd like to speak first and just let the court and everybody here know, at the last couple of meetings, y'all said some prayers for my dad. He's been in the hospital for 35 days now. This is the second time around, and he's getting better. So I want to thank everybody for all the thoughts and prayers that y'all have provided me and my family. So thank you very much for that. And then the next item I want to talk about is Commissioner Cooper and I talked last week about the possibility of setting a special meeting before our next regular meeting. And did we look at a date on that?
No, sir.
The reason is there's 3 weeks between this meeting and the next, and the salary committee would like to go ahead and make their presentations to the court before that June 13th meeting. So the next Tuesday would be June the 3rd. Would that be good for the court if we had a special meeting on the 3rd at 10 a.m., as far as you know?
That sounds good to me. When do you leave?
Ma'am?
Tuesday would be June sixth.
Let me look right
Well,
quick.
maybe I gave the wrong, put the wrong.
The third's on Sunday, so the sixth would be,
Well, let's don't meet on Sunday.
the sixth would be,
Yeah.
the next, and I would say that's good. Ms. Cook will be at a conference. I checked with her to see if she would be available, but she will be at a conference, but.
Well, you want to
I
look at a
think-
different day?
No, I think we can, I'll keep her informed.
You're saying Tuesday, as in, the first Tuesday of June?
Yes, sir, June 6th.
We have a large tax sale that morning.
All right, let's don't do it that morning then.
What about that Monday? No,
Monday's a holiday, oh, I'm sorry, no, Monday's open.
29th's the holiday, so the 5th.
Yeah, June the 5th at 10 a.m., is that good for everybody? There is gonna be some people trying to come to court in this courtroom, we'll send them somewhere else. If they try to come in this door, we'll have somebody here to redirect them somewhere else. So that should work.
This is, probably my fault that we have to ask for this, special meeting because
Is it?
we do have one, last salary committee meeting today after court. I guess we should have made our presentation to the court today, but that's my fault that I didn't schedule it, so.
It's no problem, I don't think. June the 5th at 10 a.m., that's good for everybody? All right, if for some reason that date has to change, we'll make sure everyone knows, but we're planning to have a special meeting on June the 5th at 10 a.m. Primary reason is to hear the recommendations made by the salary committee before the upcoming fiscal year 24 budget workshops. Does any member of the court have any other item they'd like to bring up? Does anybody present have anything they'd like to bring up for discussion? Come on up.
We need to do a draw.
Okay, well, who wants to draw? How about
I
Candace?
hope that, yeah.
Okay, come on up, Candace.
Come on, Candace.
That's a good idea.
She's saying no. Sheriff, you want to do it?
Drawing, somebody come draw. Drawing for a good cause.
Now, if you draw your name, you gotta put it back, and do not draw Don Surratt's name.
Inside joke.
Yeah.
We got folded first up here. I can't even get it open.
This is the drawing for Healthy County.
Byron Johnson, juvenile probation.
Good deal. And what does he win?
$25 Amazon gift card.
Awesome. Congratulations to Byron Johnson.
Thank you.
Does anyone else present have anything they'd like to discuss?
Move to adjourn.
Have a motion by Commissioner Cooper, seconded by Commissioner Young to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Y'all have a great rest of the week.